T.I.'s performance was first performance of the night at the BET Awards. In my opinion, he had the best performance. Also, Janet wore a shirt that said Tupac that caused heck a controversy. Let's talk about it. This video is just my thoughts and opinion. T.I.'s performance was very high energy, very coordinated. He came out with one of his old hit songs, Top Let Back, and then he went into his new hit, Let 'Em Know. He came out on a crown, letting people know that he is still the king of the South. He started off the show with the high energy performance. Like I said, in my opinion, he did the best performance of the night. He had female dancers, he had male dancers, he had dancers galore. The dancers were all black. Now, I say this because one while during the BET Award, those rappers used to come out there, they had anything but black dancers. Now it seems like for the last few years, they have went back to the black dancers. I mean, after all, it is the BET Awards, and it's hard enough for black dancers as it is. And as we could see, T.I. has very good stage presence. Of course, he's not a dancer, but he's a rapper, so we don't expect him to dance. But his dancers were on point. He pulled out all the stops. He brought an old school car on the stage and had his son King in the car. So King got in on the action. So that is noble of him to let his children share some of the spotlight. Started off with an old school car on the stage, coming out with a banger, Top Let Back, Beat Down Low. And then he comes out in a crown. He comes out of the ceiling in a crown, letting you know that he is still the king of the South. He steps on the stage. He has dancers in the background in race car outfits. Very entertaining. And then he hits him with his new hit, Let 'Em Know. So this should be good promotion for his album. Don't know how his album sales are doing, but he did a good performance at the BET Awards to promote his new album. And then you see T.I. riding in the old school car. Well, it was made to look like he was riding. Of course, he wasn't driving about up there on the stage, but they did a good scene to make it look like he was riding about in an old school car with the sunroof up and his son King in the driver's seat jamming, knowing every single word to his new song. Very impressive. King kind of sort of stole the show for about a millisecond there. Of course, we know King himself is a rapper, but we also know him for going toe to toe with 50 Cent. So he proved he can troll or out-troll with the best of them. Speaking of 50, seems like he has slowed down on the trolling. Let's move on from T.I. and talk about Janet and the controversy she caused by wearing a T-Pack t-shirt. Why did she have a veil over her face like she was going to a funeral or something? I guess it is high fashion when you were it to an award show. She was giving an award to Tiana Taylor for being an icon. Let's talk about Janet's fashion ensemble. Did she have on a Tupac t-shirt? I did not know she liked Tupac like that, to being wearing a Tupac t-shirt after all these years after his unaliving. I thought that they did not get along like that. Is there something we don't know? Very shocking to me that she would wear a Tupac t-shirt. Is it just me? Let me know what y'all think about this. Am I reading something into it that I shouldn't be reading into it? I got to thinking, why is this woman out here giving an award to Tiana Taylor and wearing a Tupac shirt? I don't know of any Tupac movies coming out. The projects that she has in reference to Tupac as of late, I was thinking, shouldn't she be wearing an MJ t-shirt, considering that they just had a blockbuster movie about Michael Jackson? And when you think about it, she wouldn't even let herself be portrayed in that movie. What is really going on with Janet? Is she shading the MJ movie? Might be reading too much into this. I want to see what the people are saying about this on X, see if it is just me. Oh, here is a post from Variety where they say, Janet Jackson arrives to the BET Awards in a Tupac shirt. This person says, Janet didn't like Tupac and refused to work with him unless he took a H to the I to V test for his role in Poetic Justice. That's what one person had to say. Another person said, legend reppin' a legend. Janet Jackson hit the BET Awards red carpet rocking a Tupac t-shirt. They put a positive spin on it. They said that she is a legend repping a legend. I know she had a veil on, but I do like Janet's ensemble. I thought it was cute. I was wondering what was up with the Tupac on her shirt. This one says, R.I.P. Tupac. Legends never are alive. We still miss you. This person says, lame. She ghosted Tupac and changed her number. Fake ALOL. I don't know how they know she changed her number. This person said, some of us remember how she treated Pac when they were cast together for Poetic Justice, so this is interesting. Yeah, some people are wondering why she wore a shirt that said Tupac at the BET Awards. What's up with that, Janet? Still love you, Janet, but that t-shirt throw me off. Those were some of the things that stood out to me in the BET Awards, T.I.'s performance, that Janet had on a Tupac t-shirt. The show was long. I kind of fell asleep on some of the shows that they had a lot of performances from people that I did not know. Kudos to them for giving some of the upcoming artists a chance to perform. I'm shocked they didn't get some of the known black performers perform. Where was Kendrick Lamar? We know that SZA, Doechii got an award. Shouldn't they have performed also? Shout out to Kalani, did her thing. Looking good, but I did notice that she was covered in tattoos. R&B singers usually don't be covered in tattoos like that. She made it work. Cardi B, she also did her thing as well. These are just some of the highlights from the BET Awards. Tell me what you thought about the BET Awards. This person on X says the whole freaking awards show is terrible. Now, with these no singing, no talent, new young artists, just cancel the darn show. Just because they don't have a Whitney Houston up there doesn't mean that they should cancel the entire show. I'm seeing an artist because Lizzo, she did her thing. Tribute that they did for Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill performed and did her thing as well. I'm glad some of the new artists performed, as well as T.I., who just dropped an album. One of the ones I didn't like was Druski. He's doing okay, but then, well, not doing okay at the beginning because he went too far with the religious skit. I thought he was shading the church for collecting so much money. Actors out there for having children outside a wedding, outside of wedlock, took it too far. Opinion. You know that pelvic thrusting, not necessary doing a skit about a church. He did have a funny part talking about Tyler Perry's net worth, talking about Ray J. He did have some funny parts, but at the same time, he took it too far. I have a feeling that it turned some people off watching the award show. And what about him coming out flying around above the crowd with those two thin cables? That was all that was holding his plump behind up. When he took those two cables off, I was like, that's all that be holding these celebrities up when they be up in the air like that. And we see Chris Brown do this all the time. Just frightening. I guess you can't be afraid of heights and to be flying around like that. These are just my thoughts and opinion of the BET Awards. Let me know what you thought about the awards. Make sure you leave a comment below. Make sure you like this video. Yes, give this video a thumbs up and go on ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.